Woo! What's up? One more again. Now, Steven Jackson, aka Captain Jack, he decided that he wanted to speak about NBA players rapping about things that they don't do or they hadn't seen or didn't live the life. So they shouldn't be speaking on those things. According to Captain Jack. Now, when people start to see this, they start to have their own feelings about it. So it's natural. And I understand what Captain Jack and how he feels, but let's first listen to what Captain Jack actually had to say first.
Hey, this is my question to the world and all these youngsters that's in the NBA. Hey, bro, shooting at somebody is not a good feeling. Being shot at is not a good feeling. So why y'all wait till y'all get money and want to start rapping about shooting and shooting down people and all this when y'all ain't come from that? None of y'all came from it. But y'all want to rap about all these drugs that y'all didn't grow up doing. Like, when does this become cool? I know the rappers, the Marquise Dameses, the Baron Davis, when they rapped about stuff that they really been through. No gas. Why y'all good kids that's raised by y'all mom and daddy want us to get in the NBA and start rapping about shooting people and shooting guns? When y'all know nothing about that, bro. Make your money and rap about something. That's crazy.
Well, Jack, it's not that crazy. You see, you forget just a couple of weeks ago, you were on O Block. Just a few weeks ago, you hanging out on O Block, smoking blunts, talking tough, trying to portray, yeah, I got my jewelry on. Like, you are trying to be like one of these rappers. But in your explanation is that you come from that life. But who do you think you're rapping this to? These young guys in the NBA that you're talking about, they're kids. You got kids about the age, Jack. These are kids. So kids are going to rap about what they hear. How many times you seen a suburbanized kid rapping about, yo, I pop that man, I pop that Zan? They don't even know what the hell they talking about. There were kids singing NWA lyrics who ain't never seen the show, who ain't never seen any of these things. So impressionable. Having money and getting in the NBA does not change the narrative that what they grew up hearing and knowing. They look at these guys as stars. Ja Morant and all these guys now, instead of being fans of these guys who would have walked past, who they never could even get a free ticket to a few years ago, now they're in the NBA. And Ja's only been here for what, 3, 4 years? So 4 years ago, 5 years ago, he could never be next to Little Baby. Now he's sitting with Drake, Little Baby. They all know his name. He's Ja Morant. So yeah, he's gonna be impressionable and like these guys. And most of the, just like everybody else, they all wanted to rap, just like you, Jack. Some of these players, even though they had mommies and daddies, they had friends that was doing these things. Some of them. And just because they stayed squeaky clean, don't mean they was always squeaky clean. Somebody could have been protecting them. You see, Jack, you was out here trying to be a rapper after you couldn't no longer get back in the league. Here you come on the rap tip. But it's cool. You got Dame Dollar out here rapping about what he do. But these younger kids, now that there's no filter, they rapping all kind of hardcore stuff. When AI was saying all this stuff, they was like, look, David Stern gave him an ultimatum. You gonna have to be a basketball player or a rapper. And they killed Kobe Bryant's album because of this. Even LL Cool J told Kobe Bryant that was a bad idea because he was rapping about that stuff. Now, Kobe Bryant wasn't around that, but the friends, he wasn't about that, but his friends were from Philly. That's how they talked and spoke. So he was speaking that life. Kobe had a friend in Philly who went to juvie for a pistol. And they tried to try him as an adult. So it's a lot of things y'all don't really know about. When Kobe first came back from Italy, he was one of the first people that was really helping Kobe with his English. A lot of y'all didn't realize Kobe didn't really understand English that well because he had been gone in Italy for so long and they spoke just pure Italian like every day. English was not his strong suit. So he had to catch up in class, even though he was smarter academically. The language barrier was keeping him, at bay. So he learned slang from his homies that was in Philly that he hung with in school. So once he got on the basketball team and everything, these guys were around. So it's a different world. So it is what it is, but yeah, his homeboy was alive. So when Kobe was rapping, he was rapping basically his homie stories. And LL told him that's not a good idea. So David Stern ended up killing the Kobe Bryant album, even though Kobe made his album fluff and happy. He performed it with who was that he performed with? I want to say Tyra Banks. I know he did a rap song. I think he had Tyra Banks on the song or something, singing or whatever. But it was crazy. It wasn't bad. And then he started doing rapping in Italian, and I wanted doing it in English, and he wanted to do both. And David Stern didn't mind Kobe's album, but he just killed Allen Iverson's album. So he had to kill Kobe's too. He couldn't have Kobe come out with one. And Allen Iverson, he just killed his album, so he had to kill both projects. But that's how he met Vanessa. So the NBA rapper narrative has always been there. It's always been around. So when Captain Jack brings that up, these young kids who are impressionable by these rappers, they got more money than these rappers, but they look up to the rappers. So it's not that crazy, Jack. This is the world y'all create. Y'all are looking at the product in which y'all put out there. When you put your negative stereotype when I go to Houston image, every time you go back to Texas, you turn into this I'm an OG blood guy instead of Steven Jackson. So don't blame the youth or because they just the youth. as to why they are this way. Look what's being pushed and promoted and dumped on them. Jack grew up on Scarface, Ghetto Boys, that era of hip hop. The same era I grew up on. Jack grew up on it too. And the thing about it is, Jack knew better. Jack knew. Jack was hanging out in them streets. His brother was hanging out in them streets. His brother was out there active. You was supposed to go to school and play ball. You was affiliated with all these guys, but you wasn't out there putting in that work. I'm not trying to say you a punk or you ain't tough or you a coward or none of that. I'm just saying you have a lot more energy the closer you are to home. When you get back to the people that the hood you grew up in, you get a little extra. So I understand it. Other people might not, but I get it. Well, one of my main problems with the scenario is you're having a lot of people put their 2 cents in, and their 2 cents ain't worth two pennies. But see, it's easy for us to blame the individual. It's easy for us to sit back and blame the youth when you are part of the you are part of what created it in the first place. You're the reason that a lot of this stuff is transpired. You promote that. If you try promoting common sense and knowledge more than nonsense, more than yo, I'm on O Block, then maybe you'll have a different outcome. Maybe the situation would be different. But all you want to do is promote, yo, I'm the toughest OG, I'm a real one. Yeah, smoke my blunt. I'm a real one. Look, I got all my jewelry on, and I'm in O Block. So what you think these other young ball players coming to the league looking at you as one of the OGs? They look up to you like, man, that's Cam Jack. He on the show, he get to smoke and be in the league. I'm gonna smoke too. Shoot, Jack can do it. Man, they should let us all smoke. I'm gonna wear my jewelry and go to the hood. I'm gonna be like Jack. Yeah, I'm in the hood. Yeah, see, I'm out here chilling. I'm checking in. And then they get smoked. NBA player lose his life for trying to go hang out in the hood that he ain't even from, trying to prove he's a real one. Who you think that would fall on, Jack? Who you think that would fall on? When you see Antoine Walker's situation, who you think that was falling on, Jack? Now, people got to realize that we're living in a different world, different times, where people will do anything for attention. They do anything to get likes and views on Instagram or Facebook. They fake victims. They fake everything now. You can't trust nothing anymore. Nobody's real. Moral value is a very low standard right now. Common sense is not common anymore. Now, Everybody wants to ascend, right? They want to go to a certain place. They think going up is the best thing for them. But where you going up at? If you just going up the totem pole to make more money, is that necessarily the greatest thing for you? Is that the greatest thing in life? Is to make more money? Huh? Is that the goal? Because it don't look like it to me. Making more money isn't the proper narrative here. Making more money isn't what it's supposed to be. Making more money should never be the goal. You should try to elevate yourself as a person, but keep your moral standards. Because if you don't have nothing to fall back on, your moral standards, you might make more money, but you'll have very less respect. You might make some money, but people don't respect you. And you only have it because someone's allowing it. Those type of people never have anything for themselves. They only have something when it's allowed. So be strong, be an individual, be a person of power, never give up your strength. And Steven Jackson, how dare you? How dare you? Gosh, boy, the hypocrisy. They don't even hear themselves. It's like they smoke themselves stupid. It's like no, you saying the right things. Like, yeah, well, that is a very bad thing to be doing, but Jack, you personify that. So when you personify this behavior, what you expect? Anyway, man, hit the like button. My Cash App is Carceno. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. My Patreon is Carceno for life. I'm glad y'all liking that Richard Jefferson Gilbert Arenas video on Patreon. It's 2 videos on Patreon that got y'all rolling. So yeah, we overloading y'all with content this month, and that's what we do. So we like to give it to you straight. So I'm gonna get out of here. Deuces.